this is a combine sickle holder. I actually have no idea what it's called. I know these things are called sickles, but this is hardened steel. These are the blades that go in the head of a combine. And so we're going to be using these to make some Damascus knives. So we're going to get these unbolted from the holder, and we can start cleaning these up and cut some mild steel plates for the insides of the metal. Let's go. Stay along. Sun. It's so bright. Ooh. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Sweet. We're gonna be using this for the mild steel. So we're gonna cut a strip out of it, and then we'll cut it up on the chop saw. Okay, so I decided to cut these up. By me, Dad told me. So I'm gonna cut these up into 2 pieces. These will be 1.5 by 1 inch tall, roughly. We're gonna cut them up with a chop saw here. So let's get doing that. Okay, we're gonna do a strip inch. We'll do it inch wide and I'll that way. Okay, we'll do inch wide. Now we're going to cut this mild steel up into 1.5 pieces. Then we can sand the hardened steel. We might actually wire brush the hardened steel just because it'll be easier. But we're gonna cut this up into 1.5 pieces, and then we can get the hard steel cleaned up, and then we can get welding. So before I grab any of those, because they're super hot, I'm going to start cleaning up the hardened steel so I can sort that out on its own pile, and then I'll do these ones later. So let's get cleaning again. Okay, we're gonna weld, we're gonna stack it, we gotta go hard steel, then mild steel, just repeat it. $25, sweet. So, this is not gonna work, we're gonna have to put it in something bigger. Okay. So I got the thing all welded up and everything. I will see you guys tomorrow when I start forging. All right, now we're just gonna let the metal heat up and then we can hit it with the hammer. Okay, now we're going to straighten the knife. We're going to start with straightening the spine out first, make it nice and straight. Then we'll start with the sides, make that nice and straight. So it'll take about 2 heats. Let's get this thing straightened out. All right, time to clean up this knife. So we're going to start with the edge because there's a lot of scale and weld on the edge. So we have to grind a lot of that down. Same thing with the spine. I did have to cut the tips off because they had some cracks in them, but we're fine now. So we're gonna clean up the edge, the front, or the top and the bottom, and then we can start sanding. Okay, so I had to dig down there, and there's a crack that runs down pretty deep actually. It runs the whole length of the blade, so I'm going to cut this relatively flat and see if we can cut that crack out, and we'll cut the back also. So let's get cutting. Okay, so now that I got the thing all cut up into like 5 million chunks, JK. Now we got it cut up to the width I want. I'm going to go and I ordered some belts for the belt sander right yonder. So So we can get the belts because they're in the house and I forgot them. Teehee. And then we can start sanding this thing flat. And yep. All right. I'll see you guys when I get the belts and we start sanding. All right. So we got 60 grit belt. Well, this is a 120, lightly used. We got a 60 grit right here. 40 grit is a nice, I mean, it's obviously a super strong belt, but I found out after I bought a couple that they break extremely easily. So 60 is a good one. 80 is also really good. I like them. So, time to start sanding after I plug it in. Okay, so I got the knife flattened down, now I stand up, and now it's time to work on the edge, but I'm gonna go have supper, so I will see you guys when I start working on the edge. Let's get to work. All right, next morning, we're gonna start working on the bevels on this thing so then I can quench it. I also have to drill the holes for the handle. I don't know what kind of pins I'm gonna use yet, so I'll figure that out later on. But we're going to get this thing, get the edge formed on it, the bevel ground into it, and yep, then we worry about the rest. Let's go. Okay, first thing we have to do is make it flat on the top. I got it flat this way and straight this way now. I have to get the top and the bottom flattened though, and I also have to get the edge formed or ground in. So that's what I'm gonna do now. You wouldn't believe it, but I've got a mask and I've got glasses now. I can get this mask on my head. I got a hat. All right, let's start grinding or sanding. All right, so I got it. I got the top and the bottom flattened out. Now it is time to take and sand in the tip. I don't usually sand in tips, but I had to take off so much material just to get a good piece of metal that I do have to sand in the tip now. I mean, this is all I'm left with right there, that little thing. So I do have to sand in the tip for this one. I don't usually, but we're going to. After that, then I can start grinding the bevels in. All right, so we got the thing grounded down. We got the bevel grounded down on it. Now it is time to sand it. Actually, no, I'm not gonna sand it. I'm gonna go and find out what kind of hand material I'm gonna use, or the pins I'm gonna use, so I can drill these holes out so I can quench the knife. Then we can sand it after I quench it. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna use for pin stock. I will see you guys when I drill the handle holes. Okay, so I figured it out. We're gonna do 3 holes, 1, 2, 3. I think. Do I do 3 or 2? I like doing 2. 2 is nice. We'll do 2 holes. All right, front and back. So we're right about there and right about there. Look at that. It's like a little worm. A long worm. Okay, it's time to quench the knife. We got the holes drilled into it. 2 holes, perfect for our 1/4-inch bolts I'm going to be using. Now it's time to quench it. We're gonna heat it up. We're gonna do normalizing twice because it's such a thick knife. So that means heating it up to quenching temperature, letting it cool down to gray, then heating it up again, letting it cool down to gray, and heating it up again and quenching it in oil. I'm gonna be using motor oil that is used. Probably came from a semi. Okay, time for the second thermocycle. Can you guys see the pattern? That looks yummy. No, it does not. Okay, now let it cool down a little bit more and we'll sand it off, then we can get it in the temper, the oven. COVID-19, yeah, right, no. Knife making, 19, oh yeah. Actually, 2025. Ow, oh, my neck hurts. I can breathe. All right, we got it sanded down, got all the oil off of it. Now it's time to go put it in the oven. We're going to be putting this in the oven at 400 degrees for an hour and a half, and then I will get this thing cleaned up and hopefully get the handle attached after I hand sand it. Yay. All right, I will see you guys in a little while. Okay, get the knife out of the temper, and we're looking perfect. Nice straw yellow color. There we go, beautiful. Now it is time to clean it up one more time. Then we can start hand sanding. Yay. Where's my non-breathable mask? Okay, genius me decides to drill holes after I harden this. So I'm gonna keep these 2 holes, but I'm also gonna drill some small holes and some surface holes, just so then the epoxy can stick to the knife and the handle well. Then we'll clean the handle up to about 120 grit on the belt sander. Maybe even yeah, about 120 grit, maybe 220 if I want to, and then we will start hand sanding, going from 220 grit all the way up to 400, and then we can acid etch. So I'm gonna go drill some holes, and I will see you guys when I'm done drilling holes. Watch. All right, here we go. We got the holes drilled out in it. So now it's time to sand it on the belt sander. We're gonna be using 120 grit sandpaper, and then we can start hand sanding from 220 up to 400 grit. Let's go. So we're gonna set that there. Okay. Take. Water for 14. Okay, I'm done with 220. Now it's time for the 320. And knife is looking good so far. So let's hit it with some 320 and then some 400, and then I'll switch to the other side. Okay, got the knife hand sanded, done, up to 400 grit. Now it is time to work on the handle. We're gonna be using, I don't even know what kind of wood it is, but it's a wood that I like how it looks. So we're gonna cut that up into scales and use that. Okay, so I got them cut up. Before I clean up the edges, we're gonna clean up the front and the back side. Then we can draw what the outlines are, and then we can clean everything up. So we're gonna sand these flat on the belt sander. Okay, now we can mark these out and cut them to the size I need them. Then we can glue them to the knife. Okay, now we got these cut down and shaped a little bit. We're gonna drill the holes out so that I can finish shaping them out. Okay, we got the tip formed onto the end of the handle, or the top of the handle. Now it is time to glue this onto the knife. Let's do that. Okay, I got the knife and the glue. I will see you guys tomorrow when I start finishing the knife up, actually. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, well, I mean, I'm editing the video right here in the tractor, and I'm importing photos at a time, or videos every couple at a time, because I don't have much storage on my iPad. And I'm importing these photos, and I've never used this. I just got this because the GoPro app stopped working for me. I got this from the house, and I'm trying to upload these photos from the SD card onto the iPad. And so there's a new folder called Unnamed, where it was unnamed, and it said that, or untitled. And so I clicked on it, and it said 72 gigabytes, and it was just pictures from someone else's camera, one of my sister's cameras. I was like, oh, I'll just delete these. These must be just stuck on my iPad for some reason. And so I deleted them, and I didn't realize that they also had my GoPro videos on it. So I deleted all of this upcoming footage. I deleted handle sanding, and I deleted etching. I also deleted another video of some European mounts that I did. I deleted all of that. So I'm actually very upset about that. I'm kind of upset at myself. It don't matter. So I'm just gonna show you guys the knife, and so yeah, I'll see you guys when. Actually, I won't see you. You'll see the knife before you see me again. Alright, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment what you'd like to see next, and see you guys next week. Stay along.